Hello Reformers, and welcome back to a world of ice and fire. Now when we left off, we had just taken Then from the Free Folk, and there's a good reason why we're doing that. We are taking Then mainly for the fact that we can then start recruiting Then champions. And Then champions, well, they come equipped with obsidian daggers as far as I'm aware, and those things are capable of dealing damage to White Walkers. Now, what I'm also going to do, of course, is I'm going to continue leveling up my Nightwatch Rangers and so on and so forth. But what I've done is I've returned to Valantis. And I did this very, very simply. I basically just left all of my units, with the exception of the Nightwatch recruits, with me so that they can continue to gain experience through the trainer skill that I have. Of course, you know, we have Sirio and we have Thoros and we have all these people with great trainer skill. And so I thought I'd take advantage of that. Now, what we've done is we've returned here to speak to our wife, because our wife has the ability to give birth to a child. Yes, I know, it's kind of an amazing concept in a Warband mod. Usually you're not going to see this, but a World of Ice and Fire does have the ability to gain additional companions through your wife becoming pregnant. So what we're going to do is we are going to try this out. I will have the servants bring us the finest foods and wine, then afterwards, well, who knows what may happen. Alright. Kind of amusing how, yes, it went to 69. That was not intentional. Did not know how much that was going to give me, but it's wonderful nevertheless. As she says, how wonderful. ... Okay, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but hopefully something... Oh. I was actually thinking that it was going to be somewhat romantic, but no, well, obviously this is kind of... Yeah, it's Game of Thrones, isn't it? Game of Thrones romance is sometimes, mostly, not particularly romantic, but anyway. Maybe we should make our way to our bed chambers. I have a somewhat... Yes, wonderful surprise. I have a headache. Perhaps something at dinner affects my constitution. Try going to sleep. Really? Okay. Did we really just... Did that really just happen? I guess we just don't have enough... we don't have enough relation with her. That is the main issue. So what we're going to have to do is... I'm going to give her 2,000 then. I will shower you, my precious wife, with the most exquisite gifts from throughout the known world. There we go. Oh. That only gives me one? Are you serious? That costs much more. Oh, it only goes to 70. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. It isn't working. Alright, so I'm actually unsure how I'm supposed to do this. I think I might want to either wait for some time. Maybe it will make sense to do that. Because, I mean, as you can see, this is not... Oh, okay. Right, so yeah, we're going to continue just doing that. As you can see, that's how I'm supposed to do it by the looks of things. And I believe... Someone said that I need to get to 75. Is that true? Let me actually just see. There we go. Not much interest is shown. Perhaps you should improve your relationship with your wife before considering having a child. Well, that's not very nice, is it? That's not very nice at all. Ah, well, never mind. I'm going to continue spending 2,000 every time to, you know, increase her relation by 1. I feel like this could have been made a little bit less tedious, because I have a huge amount of money, and generally... It just takes me time now, doesn't it? It just takes me absolute time. So what I'd like to do is spend 10,000 and get 5 or something like that. I think that would make much more sense, but, well, whatever the case, I'm gonna just go for 99, I guess. Alright, so we have 99. Oh, I actually can go to 100. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so yeah, 100 seems to be the maximum, or at least I would think it is. So let's try... Time flies away from warfare and the rigors of travel. In 9 months, you will have a child. There we go. I don't know whether I really want our wife calling us King Stumble in bed. I think that's probably not the best idea, is it? No, probably not. But oh well. Alright, so I've made my way back into Free Folk territory, and I have just been recruiting a bunch of Then. And I was actually wondering how to do that initially, but it became pretty clear what I needed to do. Wow, okay, the Nightwatch Rangers. I was actually heading over here because I wanted to help them out. I wanted to help them out by sending a spy in there and weakening up the garrison so that they could just go in straight up and just take it. without any problems. But it seems like I am not needing to help them in the least. Very impressive. Anyway, as mentioned before, they might not even actually be able to even do this because they have a lot of units. The wildlings have a lot of units. I don't know how good they are in a auto-calculation situation. Their combat strength is not the greatest, so they might very well lose this. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, did not know where to get Then from, but basically, you just go to this village right here. You speak to them and you say, "I'd like to recruit some people from your village," and then they give you like, I don't know, 40 or so, or however many Then. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That particular sound right there? That was my slipper falling off and hitting the floor. That was great. If you didn't hear that, then just ignore what I said. Anyway, point is, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here because there's actually a cave that I missed when I was over here beforehand. And I would like to be able to... Why are there 154 thieves here? This is insanity. Yeah, it's probably because I have such a huge amount of renown right now. I really have a massive amount of renown, literally just because I've been sending so many vassals into the north. So anyway, as you can see, there's a cave here. I did not discover this beforehand because there's obviously a giant's cave over here, and then there's just a regular cave over here. And I thought to myself, maybe it would be pretty cool if we head in there and see what's actually going on. So as you can see, I actually have quite a few rangers that I've leveled up from recruits. They take quite a long time to level up. I was actually heading over to the, Frostfang's camp to see what I could do about maybe helping them out with some spies. It turns out they didn't need that, apparently. So, as you can see, that is the last fief that the Free Folk have available to them, and if that is indeed taken by the Night's Watch, then all we have to do is shore up our garrisons as much as possible, and indeed try to recruit as many Night's Watch Rangers as possible. If we can have, I don't know, 300 or so, I'll be pretty happy with that, but maybe, I don't think that's going to be possible. We'll see if it is, but anyway, you arrive at a cave. Alright, that's it? You arrive at a cave. Okay, fantastic. I believe the last time that I was actually around here was when I was attempting to get the 2 giant companions. And let me just tell you, I had really bad gear then. So I'm hopeful that maybe if I'm going to come across anyone that wants to murder me... Oh, hello. There are a bunch. It seems you've happened upon a small wildling clan, though they do not seem the friendly type. I can imagine that they wouldn't be, but I am one of them technically, you know what I mean? I am actually one of them, because my origin story says so, but I'm a bit worried about this actually. Whoa, okay. Yeah, as you can see, I am actually being murdered. Oh! Right. Okay, so here's the thing. Can I leave? Yes, I can. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know whether I have enough space. Okay, I do have enough space. Phew, I was really worried there for a second. Okay, so we killed their their leader by the looks of things. And that means that I gained these obsidian arrows. Huh. Well, that's kind of interesting. Do I have someone that can use... Yes, Baron. Baron can use those. Oh, he already has obsidian arrows. Yeah, I believe I got these obsidian arrows actually from a tournament. From a tournament victory. Why is he using a... Wow, that's actually a really good bow, even though it is bent. And it's extremely slow. Look at that. Wow, crazy. Okay, so let's just give him that, I suppose. I mean, I don't think I have anyone else that actually uses a bow. So, I mean, yeah, Dongo uses a bow, but I can't actually, customize his gear or anything like that. So that's a bit of a shame, but everyone else can't actually do anything with that. So yeah, there you go. That's seemingly it. All right. Okay, so I actually have no idea where I'm supposed to go next. I suppose what we could do actually is we could go down to Westerland's territory. I'm actually going to go to Then real quick. Tend to the grave and pay your respects. Sounds like a good idea. Someday, perhaps you might have the honor of being buried like a king. Yeah, that would be quite nice, but it's going to have... Here lies King Stumble. He stumbled a lot, and indeed got himself killed very easily indeed. That's probably what it's going to read, among other things, of course. Anyway, let's see if we can maybe take a couple of people here to maybe help us out. with the inevitable pillaging and maybe besieging of a particular place. And as you can see, I actually have some Then champions already. They are extremely easy to level up. They basically only have, I don't know, it's really easy. I basically just stood there for a couple of maybe a week or so, and then they were all leveled up pretty easily. So yeah, as you can see, they're not actually ready yet, which is kind of a bit weird. Maybe they take a bit of time to refresh or something. But anyway, we are going to be making our way down to Westerlands territory, and you can see here that well, they are cornered. They are cornered like no one's business by the Dawn and also by the Reach. And there's only Fair Castle, the Crag, Banefort, Ashmark, and Golden Tooth remaining. Ah, it looks like we have stumbled into Lord Titus Barracks. And yes, they know me as King Stumble Freemont the Great. I don't know whether we are that arrogant as to say that, so I'm just going to say I'm King Stumble, and it's nice to meet you. Alright. This guy is actually really pleased to see us. Okay, can I actually... Ooh, here we go. How do you feel about... I was hopeful that I might have to... might be able to persuade him? Well, I have something to tell you. I ask for your support in claiming the Iron Throne. Well, I actually already have it, but I actually don't even know what he wants. What does he actually want? So... Unify and end the discord? Let me think. Militarily, I might be safer if I join... Yes, you would be much safer. And politically, I would be in a better situation. It would be good to bring peace to the realm, but with your kingdom in its current state, I worry that you're just bringing more discord. Or TeamSpeak, or Ventrilo, or Skype. Do you get it? If you get that joke, then yeah, good for you. Anyway, it's time for you to make a decision. He's probably not going... No, he's not going to do that. Okay, well, I guess we're going to tackle him then. Yes, as you can see, he actually only has 48 units, and that's exactly the reason why I wanted to try and persuade him. But if, worst comes to worst, I can always attempt to take him prisoner, but then let him go. Or I could actually take him prisoner and send him to the wall, which might actually make more sense. But anyway, pretty happy with what we're doing so far here, and once the Westerlands are eliminated, it is basically just going to be a waiting game. So what is going to happen then? It might take some time for the next episode of A World of Ice and Fire to come out at that point, because I'm going to need to do about probably almost 2 months of off-screen progression, because let's face it, my current day count is about 630 or 640 or something along those lines, so it's going to take another 60 days or so to get to the time when the White Walkers are actually going to invade anyway. And in that time, I am going to, of course, have to do quite a bit of recruiting and training and all that sort of thing. And obviously, you gotta just know that we don't actually have any enemies. We don't have any enemies any further, which is a bit of a problem, because that, of course, then means that it's going to be a bit more difficult for me to level up my units, basically. I'm not going to be able to level up the Nightwatch Rangers as easily as I would have wanted. But, I mean, waiting that 1 week and getting them leveled up, from the travel time and everything, that's pretty good. I feel like it's not actually that bad, because we leveled up about 40 of them or so in those 7 or so days. So that's pretty good, in my opinion. I feel like that's a decent amount, but the problem is that when they get to Trainee Ranger and they get to the next stage above that, whether that... I actually don't know whether they go from Trainee... No, they go from Trainee into Regular Ranger, and then they go into Elite Ranger. So we are going to need... basically elites, aren't we? We're basically going to need elites to be able to fight the White Walkers. So I'm actually wondering whether I should attack any other faction. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think we should attack another faction and try to expand our territory on Westeros? Because at the moment, we only have a very small little area, and that area is, of course, King's Landing. That's it. We just have King's Landing, and that is all. Of course, we are allied with House Targaryen, so technically their territory is our territory, kind of. But if you know what I mean, we're not going to have our own vassals here, which is going to be a bit of a problem. And I don't know how we're going to fight the White Walkers if all of our vassals are on Essos and they're not willing to travel across the sea. So there's a little bit to, be discussed there. So I'd be very interested to, to hear your opinion on the whole situation and see what we're going to do next. Because for my kind of taste, shall we say? Oh yeah, this guy's having a bit of an issue, isn't he? Not anymore. Goodbye. Oh, do you see that? He just fell right through. That was hilarious. He fell right through the world right there. Anyway. For my own records and my own thinking right here, basically I'm thinking of dealing with the... maybe the Vale. I don't really want to attack the north, but maybe the Vale we could attack, but then we have to deal with their archers, and their archers are so incredibly good, I really didn't want to deal with those. Well, you can't ever say that I don't get myself into relatively interesting situations, yes. Right now, I am currently in a Westerlands fief because I thought to myself, okay, we're going to go in and we're going to try and do a little bit of sieging, We're going to try and take it, and we'll see how we do. And what do? I misclicked. Yes, I misclicked on the sneak in and disguise yourself thing. And obviously that's never going to work because I have such a huge army. So I am having to fight my way out of here with just a pole. At least it's interesting. It's always interesting when I'm controlling Elias because you never know what's going to happen. Alright, so I don't even want to sneak in here. I really don't. Okay, so let me actually besiege this. I'm going to call for a surrender here. Oh, very nice. Yes, you will not come under attack. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, that is great. This is making it very easy for me to try and get maybe at least one, or if I can help it, maybe two vassals onto Westeros, because if they have a fief here, they are more than likely to come over and say hi and basically be like, hello, I'd love to, love to help you out, and so on and so forth. As you can see, I'm actually basically just taking as many knights as possible, even though they are pretty expensive, and I don't particularly like using random factions units, but they are pretty good, so that's the reason why I'm doing that. Alright, so we are going to give this, we already have Lady Vale, and we already have Daisy on Westeros, if they are going to go up to the Free Folk lands, and if they're going to actually have a presence there. So I'm going to probably try and give this to Bronn, I assume, because he's currently a bit annoyed, as you can see. And so Shadrick is also annoyed, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to balance all of their intricacies, shall we say. It's going to be a bit of an issue. Anyway, let's... Oh, hello. He's running away. Where are you going? Oh, he's a little bit too fast for me, unfortunately. But at least we have taken the crag now, so that's pretty good. And if I can head... Oh, what's this? Oh, dear. Right. Okay, this is... I'm always bad at these. I am absolutely awful at these. Okay, so what's this? Compensate the Lord yourself for this crime and pay the oathman for the Lord's dereliction of duty. This will cost you 500. You decided it was punishment enough that... Oh, okay, I see. Well, I you know what? I'm going to just pay. Yeah, there you go. Paying gives you the reputation, I guess. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that would be, but alright, well, never mind. I guess that's fine. Anyway, so surrender. Yes, you are. I give you nothing. Prepare to die. You will be ransomed. Yes, you will be ransomed. There we go. All right. So basically, the reason why we're doing this is so that we can prepare so much for the White Walkers. The White Walkers are going to be the culmination of all of our efforts, basically. And if some of you believe that maybe we should attack another faction, then I will be, of course, doing that as well. But I'm not entirely sure whether we want to get ourselves into another war just before the White Walkers invade. But if I can finish it, if I can finish the war before that time comes, then we might very well have a pretty decent shot at having the majority of territory on Westeros, which would be pretty fantastic. So maybe if we can make that happen, who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I'm actually going to just try and recruit as many people as I can here, because let's face it, we need as much help as we can get. And You know, I'm having a huge amount of problems with morale as well right now, and the most annoying thing about that is the fact that we have such a small amount of inventory space. That is actually my main issue right now, inventory space, because that means that I'm not actually able to have as much food in my inventory as much as I would like, because that means that because I have such an amazingly big army right here, that they eat it in literally 2 seconds. Not literally 2 seconds, but you know, they eat it very, very quickly. So that is obviously a big problem. Anyway, let's give this to Krastos so that he can get over here as well. Shadrick is really annoying me right now. I can't believe that he's actually doing something like that so much. And Ashmark is over there. Golden Tooth is actually under siege already, so we could get the trifecta, maybe? We could get a trifecta going on here. There's the fellow that ran away from us beforehand. Let's actually do a little bit of a siege here, because as you can see... Oh, yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? Okay, so let's build the equipment. Let's just build the equipment really, really fast. And hope that we're able to do it before we end up losing... What? Oh my... I can't believe it. This is hilarious. Okay. This is actually... You know what? I'm actually going to say right now, thanks to the confirmation that this is actually a thing, I'm going to say that A World of Ice and Fire is actually one of the most balanced mods I've ever played. And that might seem really, really weird to you, but I'm going to explain it very quickly. Let's see if I can explain it in under 30 seconds. Okay, so basically, if the enemy has more units than you do when you go and attack, and you have these automatic, you know, dice rolls or whatever, you are usually going to lose a huge amount of units. But, on the other hand, if you have a huge amount of units and the enemy doesn't, like in this case, they end up losing more and more units. So it's basically the same thing on both sides, which I gotta say is really cool, because usually in mods, you know, the AI is gonna get a little bit of an advantage here and there, because the AI is not, you know, it's not complex enough really to be able to deal with the more complicated situations. But in this case, that was really, really awesome in my opinion. Whoa, we just gained 58,000? What did we gain 58,000? Oh, wow, we're getting a huge... Look at this. We're getting so many rents from Lease, from Thenn, from King's Landing. Absolutely insane. From Volantis. Look at it. Volantis. Yeah, Volantis at the moment is actually rich. It's very rich. So that's the reason for that. And we're only losing 7,000 from tax and efficiency. The main thing right now is Elias's party is 36,000. And Kingdom Tributes, we're getting 14,000. How much do I have? Yeah. I have 720,000 in the treasury now, which is amazing. Okay, so I think we're actually ready. Are we not ready? Oh, we're not ready yet? Oh, that's kind of a shame. Well, I don't know whether the enemy is actually going to kill themselves just literally from trying to defeat us right here. As you can see, we're sending in our vanguard, and yeah, look at that. The enemy has once again lost a huge amount of units. So I actually have no idea whether they're even going to be able to do anything to us here, because they have, well, they probably don't have anyone. They probably don't have anyone remaining. How many? Oh, they do? I'm actually really surprised. I actually thought that I actually thought that most of them had been eliminated by now, but apparently that's not the case. Okay, so Nightwatch Rangers, I choose you. Use level up, please. Use level up and get to Elite Rangers as quickly as possible. Yes, it's going to be a bit of a slog for me in off-screen time, because, well, it's not really a slog as such, because we are just going to... Whoa, these Westerlands Arbalestas are very dangerous indeed. Oh my, we might actually end up losing this. That would be bad. That would be very bad indeed. I'm actually kind of... You know, I'm actually kind of surprised. That doesn't happen often, or does it? Kind of does, I suppose, considering I get surprised if I get myself killed by a lance, even though I'm just like, oh yes, it's absolutely fine. You know, da-da-da-dee, da-da-da-da, and so on. You know, just me humming along, minding my own business, riding my horse, and then a lance to the face comes out of nowhere. Yes, that's usually how it goes. So, I guess I am surprised relatively a lot, but I gotta say, I am impressed, very impressed, with the Westerlands crossbowmen. I would not have expected them to be this effective. But they are. Even the lower tier ones. Even the lower tier ones are dangerous. You know, they're dangerous. And we're stumbling. As you can see, we're actually losing quite a few Nightwatch Rangers. I'm really kind of annoyed by that because it's taken me a while. Well, not a while, but you know what I mean. It's taken me a bit of time to level these guys up, and losing them in such a frivolous manner is not great. But I kind of wanted to get into a battle here, because getting into a battle is hopefully going to give us a bit of morale, and the morale problem at the moment is obviously a pretty big deal, so I wanted to try and rectify that without having to go to a tavern, because obviously I am very far away from any garrison. Actually, King's Landing is the closest garrison, I think, and I'm pretty close to it, so I should be able to get there and lose maybe another 100 units or so. So that is obviously not great. It's not ideal, is it? So that's definitely something that we should be a bit more aware of. But I think we are actually done here. I don't think we're going to have any problems eliminating the remaining units, but look at this. Look at this right now. I'm super surprised that we're losing so many rangers. I know that someone in the comments is going to be like, well, you're sending in archers. You're sending in archers, but here's the thing. They are up against crossbowmen. It's basically an even matchup, kind of. And, well, even though the Westerlands Arbalestas do have much better defensive positioning and so on and so forth, but I would not have expected to lose so many Night's Watch units, just literally from the enemy's crossbowmen. Because you do have to remember, we have a companion with some high surgery skill, don't we? I think, doesn't he have like 8 or something in surgery? So, theoretically, he should be preventing most deaths. But that doesn't seem to be happening, so I guess we just get really unlucky, or you're just not meant to use Night's Watch units, maybe? Maybe you're just not meant to use that many or something, but yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how their elites actually do up against the White Walkers, because the White Walkers are of course going to be the real test. But I did see actually that someone said in the comments that if you have a certain amount of Night's Watch Elite Rangers, then you will be able to cut down the White Walkers by a pretty significant margin. So maybe, as I say, you know, I think I said in the previous episode that maybe the White Walkers are not strong against units that have like a counter to them. So it's kind of like, if we were to use an analogy, it's kind of like, you know, scissors cutting paper in rock, paper, scissors, you know what I mean? And against anything else, you know, paper is going to be, you know, super powerful. So like, you know, White Walkers against any random regular unit is going to be, you know, paper against rock. You know, it's going to be murdering them with paper cuts. Yes, that analogy did not really work that well, but I hope you got it. Anyway, we do have a bit of an injury here, but I did manage to survive, kind of amazingly enough, and we can take this guy prisoner, which is exactly what I'm going to do. He hates me already, so I don't suppose it's going to make that much difference. Alright, so I am actually thinking that I will not take that many units here, mainly because I do not want our morale to go any further down. I mean, it's already low, so that's it's so annoying, isn't it? It's really annoying. Oh well, what can we do? What can we do? Let's just leave it. I'm going to bury the dead so that we can gain a little bit of morale back from that. And then what I'm actually going to do is I will... Oh, I don't really want to give this to anyone, to be honest. If I give this to someone, my morale is going to go down. I have no idea why that happens. I feel like it shouldn't, but I could destroy it. I could just destroy it straight up. Should we just try it? Let's try this. As you wish, my lord. Okay, we lose reputation. Oh, what? Oh, okay. I had no idea. Oh, okay, so we're actually having to kill... Whoa, okay, this is evil. We're doing the evil thing right now. Okay, I actually did not realize that that was going to be the case. I thought that it would just go into, like, I don't know, ruins or something on the world map, and I thought, oh, yeah, no, that's it. But apparently no, we actually have to go in and kill the civilians. I feel bad about this now. I feel like we... Well, that's the thing. The mod team that created this mod, they thought of everything, didn't they? They thought of basically everything, and they want you to feel every single townsman death right here, because you know, if you were to do it the other way, like I thought that it was going to happen, where it would just turn into ruins or something, then you'd be like, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, you know, that's fine, let's move on. But now you're feeling the weight of your actions. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's very clever indeed. Well, I actually don't even know. I mean, look at these guys. They're actually unarmed for the most part. Some of them do have weapons, but they're running around without any equipped. So, we are the evildoer. We are absolutely the evildoer right now. See, now, here's the thing. The main reason why I wanted to do this, I mean, I could have given it to myself, but I did not want to garrison it. So, you know, maybe I should have just given it to no one. Maybe that would have made more sense. But we did get to see a pretty interesting scene, so I suppose it's not really... Oh, what's happening now? Oh, this is cool. Oh, what was that? Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea why that... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so we actually... Wow, that's you know, I'm gonna say that I actually don't mind doing that now. I think that was pretty cool, because even though I did not actually intend for that to happen, obviously, I don't really want to destroy an entire town for nothing, really, but we're actually getting a little bit of stuff here. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna take... Not even gonna take this stuff. I'd much rather have the food, to be honest. I think that's much better. I'm actually gonna swap this out. Oh, obsidian dagger. I'm gonna keep that obsidian dagger, just in case. Maybe it's gonna be good for us or something. If this is the dagger that is being used by the Then champions, I have no idea how they're gonna kill the White Walkers, to be honest. It seems like such a, well, feeble weapon, shall we say. Alright, the castle was plundered. You've collected 9,000 stacks. Okay, so... okay. Yes, Sirio, thank you. Thank you for your assistance and your opinion. Oh. It's still the Westerlands. It's still the Westerlands. Okay, well this is... Oh. Oh, I see. So we actually just looted it. Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. Someone else can come along and take this then, I suppose. I mean, I don't really mind too much about that. So yeah, the Westerlands are just about to be eliminated. And I look forward to reading your comments about where we should go and who we should attack. Because, well, obviously we have to get prepared for the White Walkers. I thank you very much for watching and for joining me, and I will see you next time.